What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am Chase, and I just got back from seeing Rambo Last Blood, and my heart is still going because that movie does not stop. You cannot. I had to go to the bathroom about halfway through, and you cannot go. Like, you can't leave. If you go, you make sure you go to the bathroom first, because the movie moves so fast that if you leave for just a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, you're missing so much of the story. So, warning, this review is going to have spoilers unapologetically. So, you've been warned. Stop the video, go watch it, come back. Welcome back to the video. Okay, this video is unscripted. I am giving you straight up, like, after just coming out of the movie, what's going through my head. The movie was just, oh my gosh, it was so good. If you're a Rambo fan, this movie is for you. Even if you're not, you'll still enjoy this movie. There is so much that goes on in this movie. It is a absolute it's a blood fest is what it is. It's awesome. It is high testosterone, just balls to the wall, man. It is like, I saw Rambo 2008, and I remember coming out of that theater like blown away, especially that like last 15-20 minute sequence where Rambo's just on the 50 caliber, just, and all you hear for like 15-20 minutes is that 50 caliber just boom, 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 just going off. This one, it doesn't have, what am I saying, is, I will say this one, there's probably not as many kills as there have been in the previous installments, but they are way more brutal. Like, there is one when Rambo goes down to Mexico, okay? And he's trying to get answers. And one guy, what he does with his knife, I'm guessing his knife has like a point on the end, because he punches the knife, the hilt, into the, like just below the collarbone. And then he sticks his thumb right into that collarbone, and then he breaks it. And oh my God. Like, everybody in the theater was just squirming in their seats. Like, when I say that literally, like, you could hear people, you could audibly hear it. And then he's just like, you better answer. What am I doing? You gotta do the sly impression, right? So he's like, you better answer. Well, break it off. And and the bone snaps off, and it starts squirting blood, and you're like, oh my gosh, he's gonna snap it off. So yes, the kills and the violence is just boom, to the limit. Getting into the story, like, what I liked about this story is it was very simple and very straightforward. It wasn't like, it's an action movie. Like, that's what it is first and foremost. So we have Rambo, and he's right at, like, so where 2008 Rambo left off was he came back to, I'm guessing his dad's ranch, and apparently, it's not really explained in the movie, but there's other people living on it now, and he kind of just, I'm guessing, just kind of blends in with them. At first, I was really thinking it was actually his niece, because she, Maria, the girl in the movie, she calls John Rambo Uncle John. And so I thought that it was an actual blood relationship. But the more that I've thought about it, I don't think that's true. I think he just kind of is kind of an adoptive father figure for her. So she's going to be going off to college soon, and she has one last thing that she wants to do before she goes, and that is to find her father. through events that occur, she has a contact in Mexico that does find her father. And so she wants to go to Mexico to see him. Now, her grandma and Rambo highly counsel her against it, and it seems like she does listen, but as she goes, she says she's going to go to a friend's house, and she decides she's just going to go to Mexico. So when she's in Mexico, she gets caught and gets put into like a human trafficking situation, and just one of those really awful sex trafficking things. So then that's where the movie starts to get you know get its wheels going. And so John goes down there to find her, and it's one of those things, like, when he goes, he meets up. He finds he finds her father, and he's just a real deadbeat and horrible person. And then he finds her contact, which was her sister. I guess I would say estranged sister, and who that sister is actually the one that sold her into this trafficking ring. So her sister's pretty awful too. And Rambo, he gets taken to this club by her sister, where she points out, hey, that's the guy that basically I sold her to. And that's where Rambo finds him, and that's where we get that whole collarbone situation, which is just, when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's where we're going with this. So he gets to the place where his Maria, his daughter, niece, would be. So he goes, and this is where I get taken aback, because he starts getting surrounded. And at the end, he's basically on this rooftop, and he's just surrounded by like 60 guys with guns. And what happens is something I did not expect, because you're going into this, you're like, oh, he's got a plan. He's gonna be Rambo. He's gonna take out a guy, take his gun, he's gonna start shooting his way through to get to his daughter. And they kick his butt. Like, he's basically left almost for dead. And I was just like, what is going on? This is Rambo. He can't be like this. And even so much as to go and brand him. They cut a mark in his face. And then they go do that to his niece. They cut a mark in her as a warning or whatever. And so, to kind of just get moving along here, he rests, and eventually he gets back, and he goes and finds her. And it's, like I said, it's just, there's so many just great scenes. And like I said, it just keeps moving. Like, literally, I was just like, I can't go. This is about the time I had to go to the bathroom, and I was just like, I can't go. I can't go. If I go, I miss something. And so he finds his daughter, and while he's doing it, he's rescuing other girls as well. And so what happens is, his daughter, his niece, I keep saying his daughter, his niece, regardless, what happens is, as he's heading back to the States in Arizona, she dies. She dies. And I was really actually sad about that. Like, I did not expect that. I honestly, I thought maybe she'd get back with her grandma, and they just get out of Dodge, and then Rambo would have his last stand there at the ranch. And man, like, she's died. She just died from an overdose, because they had her on drugs and everything down there. I was really kind of bummed out about that. Like, it really just, like, not that it took the wind out of my sails, but it was like, man, this is a very different Rambo movie. It feels a lot darker than the previous ones. I mean, the 2008 one was pretty dark, but this one just felt it felt, I guess, more personal, in a more relatable kind of way. And yeah, I was just really bummed out about that. And I think a lot of it had to do was I just was not expecting that at all. After that, Rambo has his revenge calling. And it is exactly what you're waiting for. This is the moment, like, this is the crescendo of the movie. And he goes back down to Mexico. And I'm not going to give this away. He does something to get their attention. And he does something to the guy that gave him the branding. And he leaves and goes back to his ranch, tells the grandma that's there, just go, leave. You don't need to be here because there's a party that's gonna happen. And so they come back. So he comes back and he sets up all these traps. He has this whole underground tunnel system on his ranch, and he sets up all these booby traps. So when the cartel gets there, all mayhem breaks loose, and it's just like you're just like, whoa, 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 like all these different manners of Rambo doing his thing, which is exactly what you would expect. And it was really cool because I don't think he's actually done this in other movies where he just kind of sets up all these booby traps. Like, 2008's Rambo was very just like it, it was a massacre. It was just a slay. And then the other ones were more just like creeping and crawling and doing all that kind of stuff. And then this one, it was very just entrapment, and it was very cool because one of the things is like it spoke more to where he is also in his life because he's a lot older. He can't just be going in and fighting all these guys by his self. He's gonna need help, and boy does he get help from all these booby traps. And it's fantastic to watch. And so, yeah, man, that's Rambo, man. Go, like, I feel like this movie just kind of crept up on a lot of people. You need to go see it. Like, if you haven't seen it, get yourself a ticket, go watch it. It is well worth going to see this in theater. This is a theater movie. Okay, this is not a Netflix or Redbox rental. This is something you need to see in theater. So go see it. And the sound is incredible in this movie. The sound is awesome. Like, yeah, we saw it in like the best theater that we have here. Great set, like Dolby Atmos and a 3-story screen. It was huge. It was awesome. It was exactly how you need to see this kind of movie. So if you haven't, go see it. And like I said, yeah, I feel like it's just kind of I feel like it just kind of crept up on people. Like, I think word of mouth this weekend is going to spread, and it's going to do a lot. I think it'll actually do a little bit better the coming weekend. So, yeah, great movie. All I know is that movie was just like I feel like I'm coming off of an adrenaline rush. Like that movie, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted after watching that. That was a lot of work to go through that experience. Oh, and by the way, I thought Rambo was seriously going to die in this one. And it doesn't look like he does, because they do kind of a cool thing there at the end. So watch the title credits, where it's kind of a cool thing going on. They start showing clips from old Rambo movies, and towards the end of that, they actually start showing stuff you haven't seen from this new one, because where it ends is Rambo's on the porch, and he's just kind of holding his wounds. And I thought that's like he was gonna die right there on the chair, and he doesn't. So in these like closing credits, you actually see him get onto a horse, and he starts trotting off. So there could be another Rambo. I don't think so. This is Last Blood. I think we're good. But man, what an adrenaline rush. Go see it. Loved it. And if you haven't seen it, let me know. If you didn't like it, if you're just like, hey, truth, it was way too over the top and not just, it was too much. Let me know too. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. More videos like this all the time. And thank you. Good night and peace out.